All right, I'm here. We're live. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday afternoon. It is right at 4 o'clock-ish. Little early, you know. Considering I'm usually late, it's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good to go. We're golden. Oh, welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. If you are not, then take the rest of the day off. Just say F it and do what you need to do to have a good day. Self-care is important. You know how we talk about around here. So, if you are joining us for the first time ever, you have no idea what it is I do or who I am. My name is Matt Brotherton. I go by M.A. Brotherton on the internet. I am a freelance illustrator, designer, doodler by trade, and I draw cute little dudes, generally. That's what I do. I make stickers and art prints and things like that. And today, that's what we're doing. We're making stickers. We're going to design a new sticker for my Patreon sticker pack. Every month, I do stickers that I send out to my patrons. Basically, the way it works is every Saturday is a different sticker design, and then you get a monthly sticker bonus also. So on Monday, when we were here, we brainstormed the November theme and came up with a little slasher flick for our favorite foods to go to the theater. So we're doing a theater food slasher flick. Every character is a different type of food and a different role in the tropes of moviedom, so to speak. So today we are going to do the protagonist of the movie. If you are familiar with slasher movies, then you are probably familiar with the fact that the main character of every movie is usually a young woman, and she is known colloquially as the final girl. The tropes we are using for this sticker pack are based on the tropes used in Cabin in the Woods, so she might also be called something else, but we're gonna use the TV tropes official names for these because I like to keep this stream PG-13 when I can. So we're drawing a final girl, Poppie Kernal. And why is her name Poppie Kernal? At the dermatologist's office, the sticker in my phone case was noticed. That's awesome. Why is Poppie Kernal named Poppie Kernal the final girl? Well, because Poppie Kernal isn't just a final girl. She is also popcorn. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. We're going to draw some popcorn, draw a popcorn girl. And I think I'm going to start by drawing in like a box for the popcorn to be in and giving it kind of a curvature to it. I did some sketches earlier to kind of give myself an idea of what I would like this character to look like and came up with some cool things, I think. So we're going to just start with like a curved body like this, and I'm just gonna cut this like this and just like head versus face, right? So did your dermatologist appreciate the sticker or just notice it? So we'll come in here, and here's my idea. My idea is that the popcorn itself will be the hair. And because a slasher flick, we're going to go with big hair, like a big forehead bangs bumper that was really popular in the 80s. One of the things I thought about doing was making this character look like Neve Campbell from Scream, and ultimately decided against that. But I am going to come in here and we're just going to go, here's our face outline sections. And then some legs coming down. Like so. And we'll do the same with arms. Little hands. And then I think I want to have this character wearing a skirt. And so we'll go like this. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why a figure 8 is skirt shaped here in a second. So this is going to be our very rough pose. Like I said, I've actually drawn a couple of other sketches of this character so far, just to kind of have fun with it and see what I could do. I want you centered. Like that. There we go. Not to butter you up too much, but I bet this design will be really be popping. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. That is exactly the type of pun that gets you points around here. It was the young lady at the front. She knew who you were because she had worked at the pizza place. So she got the full concept pitch for October and thought it was cool. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's exciting. I like, how does it go, Imperaman? I like that I might have developed a small level of fame in a very local small town in southern Missouri. That's exciting for me. You know, like that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Could always use a little bit more. So, I'm trying to decide exactly what do you guys think the outfit should be here. Like I said, I was a little like Nev Campbell from Scream was my original idea. But also I am a pretty big fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And so like kind of maybe like a cheerleader outfit is something I feel like could go also well for this character. Tell her I said happy birthday. So let's start with just drawing a face still. That is too much lip there. There we go. That's more like it. Now we give her some like teeth. Just drawing some stuff in. I'm just sketching some stuff in right now. I'm not sold on any of this right now. She thought you mostly did stickers. She also said you gave them stickers from around Pride. Oh, I'm sure I did. One thing I realized this recently is I think I gave somewhere around I know I did about 200 stickers a week all summer long. I can't remember exactly how many that was. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So far we've done 29 weeks and I've done 200 stickers a week is what I gave away. So, that's a lot of stickers. Yeah, I think a lot of people think of me as the sticker guy. So it's just a thing I live with and I'm okay with that. What are we thinking here? Like, is this a scared, oh no, about to be murdered face? Is that what we're going with? I think that's what I'm drawing so far. So we'll come in here. little eyes like that. And then we'll come down, little V-cut sweater. There. And then just sketching everything in real rough. I gotta tell you guys, I have to admit something. I bought some real cheap eye pencil tips, and they're not good at all. Like, I hates them. The other ones I had were also fairly cheap, but I liked them a lot better. I think like Poofy sock. And then if you're going to draw shoes, might as well draw the best shoes. Right? Go over here. We'll do the same thing over here. Poofy sock. Chuck Taylors. Like Baggins's, we hates them forever. Stickers make people happy. Okay, so I feel a little shaky this afternoon, actually. It's weird. I really like this concept, and it has been something. I'm not sure what you hates forever. I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh, the pencil tips. I'm out of it. I'm out of it today, guys. It's the coming of the season change, I think, is playing with my brain. I think I'm getting a lot more jerk brain action going on right now. Making it as hard for me to think sometimes. Not that that's an excuse or anything. It's just, it is what it is. You know, so. Popcorn hair. So, Paramin, I don't know if you saw the announcement for the theme this month, but it's really right up your alley for November. Everything we're doing, it is a slasher film starring a cast of food dudes made up of food that you would eat at a movie theater, for the most part. I know how you are a pretty big slasher film fan, so it's really pretty right up your alley, I think. But this is our final girl is made of popcorn. She's movie theater popcorn. The fool stereotype, or as the trope would be, the the plucky comic relief, is going to be stoner nachos, which is just a fun concept in and of itself, I think. Our jock, or jerk jock, is a pickle. The Miss Fan Service, as the trope is called, is a pretzel. And our smart guy is a donut. And Slashers are my favorite genre outside of Murder Muppets. Murder Muppets are the best thing ever. They're the best level of horror for me, in my opinion. And our slasher could be a Murder Muppet. So our slasher is a pizza cutter whose hands are also pizza cutters and who wields a machine like a chainsaw pizza cutter and is also a vampire and possibly a Cenobite. Although, in retrospect, a Cenobite would have been a pretty good opportunity miss there. All right, so this is our rough sketch, I think, or rough details sketch. And I'm going to come in here and we're going to draw in pleats on the skirt. Now, the idea behind this figure 8 shape in the background is that these are like how the skirt is flared. How's it going? Glad you can make it. I think we can all agree in agreement that nothing can compete with a good ghoulie except maybe a munchie. Munchies are the ones that are a statue. When they get electrocuted, they turn into a living creature. When they get electrocuted again, they turn back into a statue, right? I honestly can't remember. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. But trust the process. Trust the process. I'll fix it while we're doing the inking. It's all going to turn out fine. It's going to turn out the way it was supposed to be. So, yeah, slightly larger brush here. Right now, I think she might have the wrong face. The mouth shape is not giving me Scream Queen. So I think I'm going to hyper exaggerate even more. And maybe even, we could try it. Try a little screaming tongue action. You know, cartoony, super cartoony. That might give the wrong message. Okay, these eyes might be reading more sad than terrified, so maybe what we do is we just make them even bigger and more open. Like that. And then bring these eyebrows a little more outside. Oh, what do you guys think here? Not sure how I'm feeling this right now. It's feeling a little off. Everything about it's feeling a little off today. I'm probably overthinking this because I've already drawn it a few times. I actually when I was putting my thumbnail together, I was going to just do a little rough sketch of this character to go on the thumbnail. Just to have a little something. Oops, I guess I didn't save it. Is the popcorn more victim or final girl? Final girl. The popcorn is the supposed to be the maiden character. So final girl more than victim. Is she too scared? Does she need to be more angry? Is that what the problem is? I think final girls are supposed to be a little more angry. I think I've messed up the face. She should be more determined. That's probably what's going on here. She's waving at some friends. Yeah, that's what I'm just not happy with this at all. I might have to start over. We might start over on this one. I can show you here what I did earlier. So this is the sketch I did earlier. And I don't think it's bad, but I'm also still not happy with it. Like, this is not a thing I want to put out as a sticker. But it was my concept art, and I don't like it. So I think it might be time to start over entirely. And rethink exactly what I'm doing here. It's always okay to delete your art. Everyone should know that. You can just start over. Artists do it all the time. But I think I really want it to scream, really be that final girl energy. That's what I'm really looking for. And it's just, my problem is that I'm having a hard time. Determined would be better. Full Prescott. She might need a weapon or something to defend herself. Are they mid-movie action, or in a movie poster pose? These are the things that we have to figure out while we're doing this. We didn't brainstorm this far ahead. I think clip from movie maybe for the stickers. What? You are the Patreon patrons. Which one would you rather have? Because like I said, I had an idea, I sketched it out, and I don't like it. So I'm open for new ideas entirely. I do like the idea of more of an action pose with a weapon, maybe. Or a really stoic movie. Either way, I could go either way. I'm more inclined to do the sticker as a scene from the movie, because I'm doing the movie poster as the art print. They could be more in shadow arm with a weapon. So what type of weapon does Popcorn wield? That's the $64 million question. Okay, so let's get a good action pose reference image. See what we can come up with here, because I have a lot of great pose reference images in my library. What are we thinking here? I think I want something a little more. So if we just start doing a baseline pose, maybe a little more coming across, looking back this way. little more like a arms down. Maybe this arm comes down like this. Some kind of weapon, like a stanchion, salt shaker, butter spray. All of those work, and they work just as well as in my head. I was totally going to be like straw. So a little more like this. If this would be a human pose, I got to turn this into obviously a popcorn box now. But of course, we could also the idea is that they are food people making a slasher flick. So, you know, could just be like a baseball bat. You know, it doesn't have to be like all food. So if we come in here, and I'm going to do different color for this. We're going to do some green. And bring in something like this. Maybe like more like a cylinder of popcorn than a box. And then still have this foot come out here like on this way. And this one come way out here, a little more exaggerated. Like that. Those probably should have been put on separate layers so I could art it up a little more. Arm, 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 arm. So that would give us a little bit more playing room here. We can go and coming down. Oops. Arm like this. Again, I'm just kind of trying to figure out a meat skewer or just full Buffy with a wooden stake. She could definitely be holding a wooden stake because the Carver is a pizza cutter vampire. So maybe we do just go full wooden stake like that. And I'm going to have a little twisting body action here. And then this other arm will come out like this. Leg. Leg. This pose is a lot more dynamic, at least. In my mind, Buffy's more of a Diet Coke than a popcorn. That's fair. And so, center of face, eye spacing, mouth spacing. This would come back here. Then we'd have jumble of popcorn. I just really like the idea of the popcorn hair. That's the only thing I'm actually like set on. And then we can give a little like grim, determined face. So more grrr. Grrr. And then I still like the idea of a skirt. This is a very ugly sketch. All right, let's see if I can't clean up this sketch a little bit more. Make it a little more what we were looking for here. So I'll start with the nose. And this mouth pose of grrr. Let's invert that. Let's invert this mouth. Puffy hair nose. Yes. Invert the mouth a little. I think that works better. Not sure I like this shape now anymore. That's okay. It's okay. I've got an idea of what I'm doing now. So I need a good determined face. Determined face. I'm not great at facial expressions sometimes, so I have to look them up. All right, have a great night. Tell her I said happy birthday. So we got brow ridge locked in. This, I think part of the problem is I don't think the nose is working for me at all right now. We'll come back to it. See where we get to. I might have to do some more cleaning up of this whole art. Do a eyebrow above that line, the ridge line. And we'll just bring in something like this. Yeah, there we go. That's speaking my language more now, I think. Feeling much better about this now. I'm actually going to turn that off for a second so I can really hone in on how I want to do this face. Grrr. If you don't growl at your art, are even like arting? Is that a thing? Am I the only person who growls at their art? Can't be. I think it's a legal requirement. All right, now we can turn this back on and kind of bring in the rest of this head. And then maybe we bring this back to rectangular, because that'll show the twist a little bit better. That the body is twisted, so to speak. You're in the way. Here, bring this back like this. So this now comes like this. And we get the side of the body like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm a little more happy with that. I'm gonna bring this down even more, see if I can just barely see it at all. I want to make sure I barely see it as I'm sketching in the redo here. So now I can come down and use the actual twist to do like a little neckline. And little feet action. Nah, I like that. how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this piece here? I think we're going to do like this. And this piece needs to come down also like that, so we know where that side is. Do we want our legs to come out of the side of the box or out of the bottom of the box? That's where I gotta come up with the answer here now. So I think I'm gonna go bottom of the box. And that means I can come down. Maybe we bring this up. So we can have a little action like this. You know what? I just realized it doesn't need to be the bottom of the box. It should be elevated inside the box. Like the box hangs down like a person wearing a box costume. Because that is what makes my life easiest. Just draw a little sketch here. Now I can come back in and do something more like this. Like that. And that lets me highlight these circles where the arm comes across like this. That wooden stake back in there. And this other hand is up here. Just being a defensive fist, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, so that's a bit better, I think. Turn that off. Come in here and just clean up some of these excess lines. Just to give myself a good idea of what this is going to look like. Like that. That's pretty good. It's not too bad. And then now we'll bring that skirt shape back in. Like so. Oops. This leg comes in front of that. This is in front of all of this. And then this would just be kind of boxy around like that. This doesn't look like a popcorn box at all anymore to me. So I've got a pose that I like now, but I have to really work to refine this now. This is why I set this one sticker to be the entire screen, is because I knew I was going to have a hard time with it. So I'm actually going to shrink this up here and put it away. Like, I don't think that's, I'm just going to, I know that I think we've got the pose figured out now. So let's see if we can't actually do this with our popcorn art and make it look good. It is what it is. You're just gonna have to figure some things out, is what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm gonna pull up on my screen that same popcorn sticker I already did once, so that I have it handy and can look at it to kind of get myself an idea of like what I like about the one I did earlier today. The one I did this afternoon or this morning was, I like how it turned a popcorn box into a character. I don't like the pose. So that's where I need to now get the pose right for the popcorn box. So we'll start with the top of the popcorn box, right? Like that's where we're gonna start. It's like there. And the bottom of the popcorn box. There. And then we'll curve this around. I think this is the problem I have. I think I'm over curving here. I think I'm going. If I go this way, this is hooked in and she's bent over. That's fine. But I don't want. Okay, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I know I want her face to be looking up defiant. So we'll start by just putting a little box of face in. How does that sound? Start with a little face. And I think there. So we know we need our popcorn box to come across like this. And then arm with the spike. And I think I want her body to twist. It's so much easier with people bodies. So much easier with people bodies. What did I get myself into? Okay. All right. All right. So I'm just going to bring you down. We're gonna try something. I got half a body that I know I want the shape in, and I know I want the other half to be shaped. So if I come back down here and draw in the other half of the body, now I just have to make the two connect, right? It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that would be there. And then this one would come to connect there and there. That means this would have something like that. That would come back and connect there. No problem at all. And then this does need to be rotated back like that a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Easy as pie. And I don't know what I want to do with the other arm still, though. Come through here. Come through here. That arm coming. So what I'll do now is I will I'll clear you so that I can use, this layer. Try some different arm shapes, really, right? Like maybe this one comes down and back up. Give her a second stake. That could work. That could work. Or maybe we pull this whole thing over. Just have this arm coming out like this. Oh, maybe something like that. I don't like that either. I don't like that. I think I'm going back to... I think we'll just do 2 stakes. I think that's what I'm going to go with. What's this design? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a movie theater popcorn bucket that is also the final girl in a slasher flick. And I've done multiple sketches today that I'm just not happy with. So that's kind of what I've been working on here, is trying to figure out exactly like how to do this. I figure what I think we realized with the other sketch was that the pose was wrong. And so I went in and I sketched out a more dynamic pose, but then it didn't look like a popcorn bucket anymore. So now I'm just trying to take this pose here and make it more popcorn buckety. But when you are doing people anatomy with non-people things, sometimes it gets a little tricky. And this is one of those times when I'm just kind of walking myself back through my process and letting completely redesigning and retooling some things. But I think I've got it pretty close to where I want it. Now I just got to add this popcorn hair. I just like the idea of the hair being made of the popcorn coming out of the bucket as hair. So I think this is where I need it to be. I think I am where I need it to be now. Oops, I'm going to clean up some of these layers. This I think is the pose. I assumed it was a different character because it was so different than the earlier one. Yeah, I just was not happy at all with the earlier one. So I can show you this is where I was, and this is a good character. Like this is a popcorn bucket person, but this is not a popcorn bucket person who's in a final girl role in a slasher flick. So that's kind of where we were at. But I think I've got it figured out now. I think I've got the pose down the way I needed it to be. So it's going to come down a lot to facial work, I think, at this point. So I'm just going to do some real rough sketching in with my green. Try to do some facial features, I think, at this point is what I'm going to try. And really try to bring in like determined face. See what I can do. See what I can pull off anyway. You know, it's all discovery. It's all learning. It's all figuring stuff out. The lips are a problem that I'm not liking right now, is a big thing also. Oops. Which is fine. It's fine. I don't do lips on a lot of my characters, because I'm bad at art. But really, if we come in here and we sketch out, this is the shape of the teeth here in the background. So that would be our rough tooth shape. I think that gives me something I can work with to draw in the lips. So we'll come in and we'll want this to come like this. And no, I don't like this at all. I don't like this. I don't like drawing lips. I hate them. I hate them. So I'm going to try to see if I can find some reference images for how lips bend into a snarl. Otherwise, I might have to make my own star. Arr. That's something. I have no problem at all whatsoever with admitting I use reference images. I use reference images all the time. I don't think anyone who is a serious artist will tell you that they don't use reference images. And if they do, they're probably lying. Okay. Okay. I see how the face shape works here. So. Like there. And then like that. I think that's a little closer to what I was looking for. There we go. Yeah, I can't function without them. I'm not I have a hard time visualizing like it's weird to explain. It's hard to explain how this works for me. I do have the ability to visualize images in my head. Some people just can't. Some people just flat out cannot see pictures in their head. And I can, but my brain doesn't necessarily interpret them as pictures most of the time. It's more like it builds the math for a 3D model inside my head, if that makes sense. If anyone knows like how modeling works, maybe the problem with this face is that it was too small. I make it bigger. I like that. That works good. So for me, a lot of the time when I'm trying to figure something out, like once I have a visualization ability, like once I have a reference, I can start turning it and twisting it. Like the spatial reasoning is there, but I have a hard time sometimes just coming up with the original image to do that with. So, and then let's give her some little cowbell sleeve things. I think those were really popular in the 90s. So for me, reference images are absolutely vital because I cannot pull very easily from my own like visual library, so to speak. My brain works in comic strips. It's messed up. Everyone's brain is different. I'm going to draw this wooden stake and then draw the hand holding it. And I think I'm only going to give this popcorn person 3 fingers. Just because that feels right to me. Yeah, I definitely think everybody's brain is a little different. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's probably some people out there who work without references. But honestly, I have never met someone who does. I know some people who have developed enough of a visual library that there are certain things that they don't need reference images for anymore. But they definitely developed that visual library by working off of references. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging this now. I'm going to come in here. Do some socks here. Yeah, and see, sometimes you just got to draw a bunch of stuff, throw a bunch of crap at the wall, and just keep pushing through until you figure out exactly what it is that you're trying to do. And then I'm going to bring this leg way out. I like to hyper exaggerate sometimes my posing. It's just how I roll. But I also like, I don't consider myself to be a genius artist or anything. I definitely like, there's a reason I don't make tutorials, right? Did you see the glass I have been working on? It's like using digital layers in real life. I haven't. Is it on your Instagram? Because I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen it in my feed. That's kind of, I think maybe I have worked on with computer stuff for too long, because that is often how my brain interprets things in real mode. Like, honestly, when I'm trying to work with traditional media, all right, I'll have to check it out after the stream. That sounds cool. When I'm working on traditional media, I like to use, I have a light box that I use with paper to draw. And I convinced myself that it was okay to, like, one of the ways I draw with traditional media, and it's the only way I ever draw with traditional media really, is by like penciling something in, doing the same process I do in Fresco, but using multiple sheets of paper and my light box to basically replicate the idea of layers in Fresco or Photoshop or whatever program people use. I use Fresco, obviously. That's just the way my brain works. It works like I could grok how to do that when I started thinking of it in terms of digital. And then I still want the skirt swoosh. So I think I'm going to still try to get some skirt swoosh going on, but I might put it on its own layer just so I can play with some things. So I want it to come down here, and I know it's going to come over this knee. So we'll start with that, and that means it needs to come back across and down this leg, back over. And then that would come across that way. So my figure 8 is very lackadaisical, really. But it works. So this is the in front of leg. This all comes behind the leg. Maybe she doesn't need this skirt. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I'm trying to force something in that doesn't need to be there. Let's go without it. We'll go without it. Just live our lives, live the way we want. All right. So I think this pose works a lot better now. So now I just need to come in and real rough sketch in where I want the hair to be, because I'll do the hair on the popcorn details when I'm inking, but I don't need to draw those details that many times. So the hair will come across like that. There. This feels better. This feels like more like what I was trying to do. This feels good. This is the right place. We got to the right zone. Now I'm happy. Now I feel like I've done what I set out to do here. So I'm going to bring that opacity down and let's start inking. Inking with joy and hopefulness. Things feel right now. This nose should be a little farther over in comparison to the eyes. Right there. And honestly, this is my favorite thing about vector brushes, is vector trimming. So I can come in here and make that a circle and then trim it off. And now I know the eyes are the right shape. Waha! Cheating. It's not really cheating. It's using the tools. using the tools I have. Do the same thing over here. Vector trim. Honestly, this is going a little smoother than I thought it was going to originally, and now I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out. I think it's going to be a good sticker. I think the design will work. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm enjoying this. I feel better now. I feel like it's where I want it to be. You know, I've been having a lot of jerk brain this week, and I blame it on the weather change. I think with it was supposed to be, I can't even blame it on the weather change, because the weather tried to change and then it decided it was going to stay summer for a little while longer. And I think that actually, the fact that it decided not to change might even be what is contributing to my jerk brain the most. So I've been really harsh on myself all week long and just feeling like I wasn't in where I wanted to be doing what I was wanting to do. Been really criticizing myself a lot extra this week. And it would have been very easy for me to kind of just quit and give up on it. But I owe it to you guys to keep doing this. So here I am pushing through, and I'm starting to feel like I'm making progress on this character design. Actually, I'm going to turn to the smoothing here. So thank you for that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, is because I owed it to you guys, I kept going, and now I'm starting to feel better. Things just kind of work out the way they're supposed to sometimes like that. Not that you, if you need to take a break because your jerk brain is telling you things, that's okay too. Like, it's okay to take breaks when you need to. I actually did yesterday. I took a nap yesterday. It was the first time in a long time that I took a nap, but I was just so exhausted and have not been sleeping well. See, jerk brain. So you just gotta take care of yourselves, you know? Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's the whole point of the monster support group, right? So, speaking of monster support group, if you were not able to get your hands on a Neurospicy Frankie on Saturday, I will be at the C Street Market in Springfield, Missouri from 4 to 8 on Thursday, and I will have 50 more Neurospicy Frankenstein's creatures. So you can get one there. Or, of course, you can always sign up for the Patreon if you're not already a member. And have some stickers delivered right to your mailbox. If that's the route you want to go. Including this one in December. Stickers mail out on the 15th of the month following that month. So like the October stickers go out on November 15th. November stickers go out on December 15th. All right, so bring this leg in. Try to hook this connector together. I told you guys I don't like these Apple pencil tips, the cheap ones that I bought. And one of the reasons I really don't like them is that they don't do the side of the pencil very well. And I am a person who draws with the side of the pencil more than anything else. So it's very frustrating for me. And it makes me think that maybe the reason that the person who recommended them to me was like, oh no, they're just as good as the expensive Apple pencil tips. is because he is a person that works exclusively in the tripod grip, going straight down on the surface, and that is not how I work. I very much hold my pencil in the pencil style of drawing. That's some real inside baseball for art. If you study art, you probably are already familiar with the ways that people hold pens and pencils. And really, it kind of comes down to the difference between those two things. It's whether you're using a pencil or a pen. And I use my Apple Pencil like a pencil instead of like a pen. But they do, I will admit, these pencil tips work great if you are holding your pencil like a pen in the tripod grip, going straight up and down. If you do the Drawbox course, that's the way they teach you to hold it in Drawbox. Yeah, this is looking rad. I'm getting excited about this now. This is good. This is a good way to start the month's sticker pack. So I have not decided which of these characters I'm going to do on Friday. I will probably just go down the list in the order that I have it in my notes, which means the next one would be Stoner Nachos. And I'm fine, just like I said, just going down that list that way. But if you guys want me to skip Stoner Nachos and go to Pickle Jock or the Miss Fan Service Pretzel or the Nerd Donut, I would be happy to. You know, any of those is available on the list. One thing that I probably will do, I probably will not live stream the Carver on YouTube. When I go to do our slasher villain, our Patreon bonus sticker, I probably will do it as a Patreon bonus stream so that only members of the Patreon can come and join that stream and watch that get done, because that's their sticker just for them. Although honestly, all of these are stickers for Patreon because there's no market in November, so there's no way to get a market sticker. You would have to join the Patreon in order to get these stickers. All right, so I'm just going to draw in some popcorns. There's a little bit of popcorn, a couple of pieces of popcorn at a time. I'm pretty uniform in how I draw popcorn because popcorn is weird. I liked the first design sketch, but this one definitely more fitting for Final Girl. I agree. Like, I like the characterization of the other one. Like, if I was just drawing a popcorn person, that was a good drawing. But this is a character that can survive our slasher. Yeah, okay. Now it's just drawn in a bunch of popcorn. This is one of those places also where I have to like remind myself not to get overly detailed. something like popcorn is a place where I would tend to draw a lot of detail and like try to draw in a bunch of kernels and stuff like that. Because my brain works that way. But it's also one of those places where absolutely would not, like, you would not be able to notice it at all in the sticker. When you print sticker size, it would not show at all. So this is a place where I have to really avoid over detailing the drawing. And just let it be kind of rough and fun. And be fine with that. Also, like, it's okay that things are like that. They don't all have to be hyper detailed, hyper realistic sketches. That's actually one of those things. One of the things that you can, if you're ever trying to determine if something is AI art or not, AI art tends to do way too much in the way of detail. You don't actually need detail. A lot of the time, the illusion of detail is better than detail, which is a thing I'm trying to learn as an artist because I work digitally and it's easy to do detail, but that's not always the best course of action. So there's a lot of learning going on for me lately. Especially since I did not set out to be an artist in life. It was never the plan. Like, even to the point where when I decided to start the business, it wasn't necessarily the plan then. Like, it just is a thing that happened. The history of how I started my business is on the YouTube channel if anyone is interested. But the gist of it is that I was having a lot of stress and I doodle as a form of meditation to deal with stress. And my dad was like, well, why not just sell doodles? And that's how I became an art business. But my actual like background and career has been in marketing and communications and strategic management. Which is why it's always weird. People are like, wait a minute, why is this sticker guy talking about management and leadership topics? That's what I went to school for. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's just who I am. That's just who I am this week. Actually, I like doing that stuff so much that I'm always secretly like, how can I work that into Taco Viking YouTube content? How can I like work management and leadership topics into doodling cartoons on the internet? And sometimes I'm like, who are the 5 best bosses in cartoons? Should I make a video about how Optimus Prime is actually a bad leader? That's not fair. Optimus Prime's actually depending on which version of Optimus Prime, he's not a bad leader at all. And there are a lot worse leaders in cartoons. The Michael Bay Optimus Prime is a bad leader. Let's throw that out there. But also, I've seen some really good video essays on the defense of the bad characterization of Optimus Prime in the Michael Bay movies because his character arc made him more savage because he lost. a big part of that storyline is that Optimus loses a lot in that universe, and so sometimes when you lose like that, you become more brutal. Okay, here is our line art, and I think it works pretty well. I think it came out pretty good. So let's do some color. And we'll start with, if we're doing kind of a Buffy tribute here, I think I'm going to start with a pink on the shirt. Just because Buffy would be like, why can't I wear pink? And on the shoes, I think. White on the socks and eyes. I'm actually going to turn this layer off so I can see where I'm coloring. Teeth can be white. And then I'm going to make the arms and face and everything white for now too. But I will do like I did in my concept sketch and come back in with red and do red stripes also. Because that's what popcorn buckets have. And then blue jeans, I think. I have a color I use for blue jeans a lot. And some wood on these stakes. Like so. And then, let's see, a creamy kind of light yellow on the popcorn. That might be too saturated still. That's better. That's a good popcorn color right there. And I'll come in here and do a highlight set in like butter yellow on this hair also. We did not plan this on Monday when we were brainstorming, but I don't think it's very common to have a blonde final girl. Paramin left. I lost my expert in horror movie information. All right, I'm going to come in here and I will go red. Much bigger brush. And inside. Oops, that's too big of a brush. Like that might be better. Yeah, that's a good size. Oops. Why are you in the arm? Like that. And then I did this thing on my concept sketch that I thought looked pretty good, where because the nose is sticking out, I came in here and brought the striped line out to follow the nose bridge. Like that. And then that means this needs to be white again. There, that's some base color right there. It's not the perfect. I think I want to redo these arms. What I'll do for the arms is I will do it with the selector. So that we have a little more control here. Too much shake. That's like the idea of the middle finger on each hand being part of the stripe. Fun little character design change there. 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 That looks pretty good. All right, now grab our, come in here and just do some shading. And I think I want some high contrast shadows. How do I want to do this? So that, I think, is a good. And go ahead and set that to multiply so we can get a feel for how dark that feels. It's a little, that's good. That's good. I like that. And then come down here. And I'm just going to bring it around the foot like this. This can be fun. The idea is that the light is coming from here-ish. Oops. So if the light is there, then everything kind of coming past this way is shaded, which lets us do a little bit of a looping on here, like this. That. And then we can come over here and add what just happened. Oh, because that's still set to inside only. Okay, that makes sense. All right, there we go. I was like, why is my brush not working? There. Bring this in here and really make these eyeballs rounded. Have some fun with it. Just a lot of fun. Just have a little fun. It's fine. If I'm being honest, this right here, these eyes are feeling a little Control-Delete-y, and I'm okay with that. There was a time when Tim Buckley was considered okay, before things went crazy off the rails. And my webcomic about a dude who built a robot out of an Xbox got a little too serious for most people. Do 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 do. I'm gonna come up here. Like that. Okay, I think we're getting pretty close to being done with this character, which is fine. When Buffy is referenced, I always think of the best movie scene where she stakes Paul Rubens. I love that. My only problem with that scene is it exemplifies exactly what is wrong with the movie, which is that half of the cast thought they were making a comedy. But I have to admit, I legitimately enjoy the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. I think Christy Swanson is awesome in it. I think she did a great job in that movie. I think Luke Perry is really good in that movie. And if I'm being completely honest, if someone was like, gun to your head, which of Buffy's boyfriends should Buffy end up with? Pike is definitely probably the best option. Let's be open and let's be honest here. Like, Pike was actually a pretty supportive, good dude. And that cannot be said of Angel or Spike. Although that could mostly be said of Riley until they actively tried to assassinate his character and decided to make him horrible. I feel like he got the short end of the stick just because they wanted to get rid of him. And Mark Blucas deserved better. He did a lot of, for as poorly written as that character was because of how discongruent that season was, Mark Blucas did a really good job. And I'll die on that hill. And as much as I am absolutely a Spike fan and a James Marsters fan in general, Spike is not boyfriend material. That being said, if you are a James Marsters fan like me, and also if you enjoy urban fantasy like me, sup, we're awesome people. James Marsters narrates the Dresden Files audiobooks, and they are some of the best narrated audiobooks out there. I cannot recommend them enough. Especially, like I said, if you are a fan of the genre or a fan of his. They're just so good. He does such a good job with them. To the point where I love the stripe placement. Thank you. I thought that was a lot of fun. To the point where Lionel Luthor, I can't, all of a sudden can't think of his name. Lionel Luthor from Smallville, Jonathan Glover. I don't think that's right, but that feels close. There is in book 13, James Marsters wasn't available when they originally did the audiobook, and he does the narration, and he is good. He is a great narrator. I've heard him narrate other audiobooks. He's absolutely amazing at it, but he's not Dresden, and so it makes it horrible. I'm going to actually de-darken some of these shadows down like that, make it a little less contrasty. I wanted high contrast because it's the horror movie mood, but I think maybe I was too moody. So we'll go like there. And I think this is done. I think this is our character. I think it works out pretty well. Especially if we come in here and we do like a dark electric blue background. Ooh. Maybe just do a bright electric blue background. Yeah, I like the dark. Yeah, there we go. I love Marsters in Torchwood too. Yes, he's really good in Torchwood. And Smallville, for that matter. He played Brainiac in Smallville and nailed that. Surprisingly, the role that he's not, I don't know how many people watched it, but The Runaways, Marvel's The Runaways, was actually a really good adaptation of the comics that was better than the original comic book run. And his character, he did such a good job playing his character that they expanded the role of his character in the comics to make him, or from the comics to make him more standout. And it works so well. The Runaways was a great show. I'm very sad it got canceled in the Disney Marvel merger. It was one of those that got sacrificed. I did conventions for a time, and I have photos of Marsters working a crowd next to our booth. So good with people. I hope to meet him one day. It's on my bucket list. Really do hope I can get that chance because I enjoy a lot of his work. I'm a fanboy. I stand James Marsters. I say it. All right. It is 5:31, which means it is time for me to bring this stream to a close. We did it. I think we did it. I think we got there. I think this is a popcorn final girl. Like, this popcorn lady is going to be believable when she kills our pizza cutter with pizza cutter hands wielding a chainsaw pizza cutter who's also a vampire and maybe a Cenobite. I think it's going to be great. I think this sets the tone, and I think I got to where I wanted it to be. I was not happy with this when I first started. I just realized there's probably should be some shade in the lips here. Oops. I'll come back to that later. He's definitely not a jerk IRL. That's good to know because some people are not, or some people are. Anyway, if you're going to be in Springfield, Missouri tomorrow afternoon and you would like to get a Neurospicy Frankie and you have not gotten one yet, I do have 50 of them. I will be at the C Street Market on Commercial Street from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. I'll have other stickers and prints also. Maybe even some haunted chickens. So feel free to come by and see me and say hi. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me while I designed this sticker. If you are not a member of the Patreon, but you would like to become one and support what I do and get your hands on this sticker when it becomes available in December, patreon.com/Taco Viking Studios. Thank you for just hanging out. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. I love doing this. So thank you for being part of it. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday night. I will be back on Friday at 4 p.m. to work on the next little food dude in our slasher flick. Right now, probably going to be the Stoner Nachos. So hope to see you then. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, remember,